And that lack of conviction was the alibi to my little rebellion. If Fräulein had told me what really happened, if he had tried to encourage me to make such madness, if he had pulled his weight to involve me in the resistance plan, if he had done everything with will enough, maybe I would be influenced by them. But his lack of enthusiasm encouraged me to, at last, take the control of my life. Well, if they believe I'm able to do it, maybe we had to do it, I said, pretending I wasn't interested. Fräulein raised the eyebrow, almost surprised, not trusting maybe. It wasn't my intention to do what they told me. If they believe I could travel back in time without my sofa, without help, without the supposed training they were going to give me, without guidelines, without anything, maybe I could do it. They may or may be not interested in the yellow government killed me. Or maybe they wanted to kill me on their own. But made me travel back in time without knowing the result was not a sign they didn't want me. They didn't well out of my lost in the afterlife. So they wanted me to do it. Sure, I could do it. Okay, how are you doing it? He asked without emotion. Do you mean now? I got alarmed. As soon as possible. Whenever you want, but it's better now than afterwards, he demanded. I see. So you say nothing happens, but you are hurrying me up, I said with sarcasm. He raised his eyebrow and looked at me again. I would say he almost gave a faint smile. All right, just give me a few minutes, I asked. I went to the bathroom. I closed the door and looking myself in the mirror, I thought about going back in time. I concentrate on that it's what I wanted. Not 2 or 3 months, but years. I wanted to know how it all began. I wanted to know who was who, which role each style played into the jigsaw. I wanted to know it all, and then, once known, tell them all to get lost, and let the world be again whatever it wanted to be. The truth is that I had not a single clue about when it had begun. A few years before I had born, I imagined. Anyway, if I got the wrong year, there were no problem. If I could step back 30 years, I also could 35 or even 40. Or who knew what I really could do? I looked at myself in the mirror again. I was smiling. That was I. I went out next to Fräulein to tell him I was ready. I had never done it before, in front of people that wasn't on the sofa, of course. In case things were wrong, we shared the ridicule. But it was odd doing it, with him looking at me. No, I'm not going to be looking. I'm going with you, he dropped. I tried to hide the upset it meant a stowaway in my plan. Stuttering, trying to explain him maybe I wasn't strong enough for the 2 of us. That I didn't know what was going to happen, and that I didn't want to feel guilty for his death. But my arguments, excuses, warning, threats weren't worthless. He looked at me in the eyes and shook his head. We cannot let you go alone, he said. I don't know if to comfort or to threaten me. Well, I don't know how things are going, I dropped, trying to make him give up. Sure, everything is going fine, he answered in the same way. I thought about it. I had nothing to do, but he either wasn't an obstacle. Okay, let's go to the street then, I said forcefully. No, we're doing it here, he answered without moving. There are no room for the running, I replied. You'd better don't waste your energy running and concentrate on the time thing. You will be exhausted, he said. I have never done it that way, I dabbed. There is always a first time, he said again without turning a hair. Let's go to the bedroom. We lay down on the bed and he took my hand. No, if you touch me, I can't, I said. I had never thought saying such a thing.